Hello, fellow book lovers. This is Tiffany again. If you like what you see, like and subscribe. But today I'm going to be filming my July 2019 read list with you guys. And I read 5 books and started a 6th one. So, anyway, without further ado, here we go. First book I read was Red, White, and Royal Blue. And I'm going to mess up the name, but it is Casey McQuiston, and it came in an unplugged book box for June 2019, which was Pride month. Anyway, so basically it is the first son of the President of the United States and the Prince of England. They fall in love. So you basically kind of follow their love story throughout, how they meet, things like that. The actual love story was good. I really, really enjoyed, watching these two gentlemen fall in love. However, the book is pretty long, and there was a lot in there that really didn't need to be in there. I don't know. It was a little bit too long, I think, for the storyline. But overall, it was a good book, and I gave it 3.5 stars on Amazon. And again, I think it was just because there was too much in there that didn't need to be in there, and also, and this is just personal preference. So if anybody else, everybody has their own opinion. Don't hate me because of mine. But I don't usually read LGBTQ books. I've read a couple of young adult ones, and they're very mild as far as like the sex scenes and how the characters interact. And this one was not. And typically I would not read a book about sexual encounters with men of the same sex or women of the same sex. So for me, that was just kind of a little bit too much. But anyway, I'll go ahead and move on to the next book, as not to bore you. Okay, so the next book is an ebook that I finished reading, and it is called Hidden by PC and Kristen Cast. This is a set of vampire books. I believe this was book 10 in the House of Night series. We follow Zoe and all of her friends at the House of Night as they kind of figure out how to be teenagers and vampires, and how, of course, there's always something going on, something bad, something dark, something scary. But the reason why I'm reading these books is I started them, I believe, in like 2012, maybe, I don't remember. And I got about a little more than halfway through the series, and I made a vow 2 years ago to myself to start reading books all the way through the series if I didn't finish them the first time. So that's what I'm doing. I'm a bit older now, so these books are not as interesting as they used to be, and also my tastes have changed in books. But this is book 10, and it was very, very slow, and it was really hard to finish because it just was very, very very childish. I don't know. But anyway, I knew that going into reading these books. So that is a book that I finished in July on an ebook. And then another one that I read is called The Chosen by Taryn Matthew. Again, I'm totally butchering these names. But this came in a unplugged book box, the July box, actually. So anyway, we're following these group of kids who are in high school that were in a detention center for crimes that they may or may not have committed, and they just get plucked out of nowhere, just plucked right on out. All of a sudden they're just dropped into this really weird world where they have no idea where they are. It's all different. Like, there's prehistoric beasts, there's 2 moons, there are people from 1980, and this is 2018, 2019. There are missing artifacts, there are missing people, and the whole time you're reading the story, you're trying to figure out what in the heck exactly is going on. But the truth is, you don't know what's going on at all throughout the whole thing till the very end. It was a decent book. I personally, I think I'm probably going to read the next book just because the ending was, oh my God, it left on such a huge cliffhanger. And now I'm just like, I have got to find out what happened. As far as reading the rest of the book, it didn't, it was very hard for me to get through until it got toward the end when you started realizing, like, kind of, you know, what was going on. But in the very beginning, it just, I don't know. I like books. I don't mind books that are a little difficult and that you're not quite know what's going on. But I want to be able to build some sort of character or build some sort of something in my head. So, I don't know, it just didn't do that for me. Okay, and then another book I read in July was called Beautiful Burn by Jamie Maguire. This is another one of those book series that I started years and years ago and didn't finish, so that is my goal. And this is book 5, I believe. There's one more book. And basically, this is just a love story between Tyler Maddox and his girlfriend Ellie. And you just follow him and his brothers. You know, they're called the Maddox brothers. And it starts off with the book, Beautiful Disaster. And then you just follow each brother. And again, it's your typical love story, the angst, the back and forth. You know, they're in their 20s, and are they gonna, aren't they gonna, are they gonna? But it was a decent book. I gave it 4 stars. I really, really liked Tyler. I loved his character. He was extremely sweet, and he was so nice to his girlfriend. And he wasn't brooding and wanted to beat everybody up, which, you know, tends to happen in a lot of these books where the men want to be, like, so possessive over the women. And I just liked that Tyler wasn't like that. Okay, and then the next book I read was, and I'm not going to be able to pronounce this name, so please don't kill me. It's Like a Love Story. And this came in my my June Unplugged book box, Pride Month again. And this is a young adult book, LGBTQ, and it was really cute. It was so cute, and it was set in the 80s, which was really, really cool because I was born in 79. So a lot of the stuff and a lot of the references and just pretty much dang near everything in the novel I understood. I got, there's a lot of references to Madonna and her music, which she's still fantastic, by the way. So if you were not born in an era where you're going to understand most of this stuff, I don't know if you will enjoy the book. You know, it was a little draggy, but the love story was super, super, super cute. You know, just the perfect amount of, you know, young love, not overly overt in your face with the sexual encounters. And basically it follows these 3 people that are sort of best friends, and it goes through their life, through their, you know, 17 and 18-year-olds, and a lot of 80s stuff that was going on in the 80s, which was really interesting that it talked about, you know, AIDS is talked about a lot in here, or, you know, HIV, and it's just really, really, it's really good, and it's an eye-opener. But again, you know, you've got to know a little bit about your 80s, or else you may not completely get it. And last but not least, I did not finish this book, as you can see, about halfway through it. But The Illuminae Files, #1 by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Oh, where do I begin? Well, I have heard so many reviews on this book that it is so good and you need to pick it up. I am struggling. I am having a really, really hard time connecting with the book. I honestly can say I don't think I'm gonna finish the series unless something happens at the end that totally catches my eye and I'm just like, oh my god, I absolutely freaking have to read this next book. But I am gonna read the book because I'm determined. I paid for it. But I don't know. It's really, to me, it's extremely hard to follow because these people are on ships and they're trying to communicate. And I don't know. I guess I don't think, I just don't like the writing style. I don't like the way it's written, and not a huge fan of movies that are like this. So I guess I should have known better than to buy it. But everybody gave it such rave reviews. So I had to give it a shot. Anyway, that is it for my July books. I read 5 books, so what was it, 5 books? Yep, I read 5 full books and a half a book, so I'm extremely proud of myself. That is definitely a good amount of books for me to read with being a full-time college student, and I work full-time, so I don't have a lot of extra time to read. Anyway, keep an eye on my next video, which is going to be my August TBR. Until next time, again, like and subscribe. Thank you.